I try and time that just right. How'd I do? How's it going, everybody? So, surprise stream, surprise little midweek stream here. Just thought that'd be fun. The real reason behind this is that I finally, after many failed attempts, I finally figured out how to do the DIY mode for the Sonoff Basic R3. And I just could not keep it to myself for even a minute. I figured it out, I'm not kidding you, maybe a half an hour ago, and I said, I gotta stream this. I gotta get on there and tell everybody about it. How's it going? Hey, Gerard, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Glad you're back with us. I know you had some things out there in the world that took you away. Yeah, DIY mode, Joshua. So, and I did figure out after the last stream, at the end of the last stream, I was able to record while I was streaming, and nothing broke. At least nothing I could see broke. So I think I'm going to try that while we go through and explain this. So raise your hands if you've heard about DIY mode, about the eWeLink DIY mode. Yeah, I see a lot of hands out there. I don't even know how many, but I see a lot if I counted them. Let's check it out. Let me hit the record button here too. All right. So eWeLink, that's the Sonoff firmware. That's what they call it. And one of their recent announcement. Oh, heck no, I'm not touching that nonsense. Let's try that again. There we go. So I teed. Let's find their products. Let's do the Sonoff Basic R3. Oh, this one. That one. All right. Tried but failed in DIY mode. Yeah, I can't blame you, Mark. It's not easy, man. It has not been easy. So I'm going to turn off the chat thing there for a minute because I'm going to try. We'll see. I'm going to try and reuse this footage for a compressed video for other folks. So we'll see how this goes. All right, taking the chat off the screen for now. Okay, so DIY mode. It's been the big new thing from Sonoff. They've got a couple devices that it works with. One of them is the Sonoff Basic R3. The other one is the Mini, which I hope to get my hands on very soon. The Mini is something like the Shelly 2 BHO free, that sort of form factor, small and 2 relays, etc. So it should be pretty good. What's the R3? David says, what's the R3? So it's the 3rd revision of the Sonoff Basic. And this is not talking about, oh yeah, here's a little bit about DIY mode. Don't, there is something here about DIY mode. Universal DIY, compatible with household appliances, as small module as compatible, blah, blah. That's not really DIY mode. This. Use the REST API to connect Sonoff Basic with your existing home automation system. So the idea is, at least their hope is that they could create a version of their firmware that would not need to be replaced. So that's what DIY mode is. Now, let me tell you, I don't think there's been much done explaining how to do DIY mode. So that's my purpose today. If you go to YouTube here, let me look at my history and I'll show you. There is one video that was put out by There's one video that was put out by Sonoff that goes through how you do it. There's no talking. There's a few flash screens and some stuff that's sometimes a little bit hard to read. So my job here is to interpret this and and translate it for you so you can figure it out. The look on your face says it's not how it works and you don't like how it works. Yeah, it's tricky. So let me go through the rundown with you because I don't want to bash it too hard, but I definitely think they could have come closer to the mark. How's that for politically correct? I didn't say you missed the mark. I said you could have come closer to the mark. So I want to be friends with Sonoff. I want them to come to me with questions and say, how could we do this better? And so I don't want to turn them off by saying, hey, you guys really screwed up. But it's not as good as it could have been. Just sorry. All right. Anyways, I'm going to share this link. This is the video that they put out. And I believe my guess is, based on what I see here, that this is probably the engineer who is helping them create this firmware that put this video together. So it does show you all the steps. And that was pretty much what I followed to figure out how to do it. The only other thing I did was also go to the GitHub page for their DIY tools. I will post a link to that as well. What you are going to need this. So if you have one of these Sonoff Basic R3s, and we're going to turn on our little desk camera here, because I have one already running in DIY mode, but we'll look at that, but we'll also try and set up this other one that I have here in DIY mode. Hopefully. Let's turn on the desk camera here. Yeah, great. All totally focused. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, give me a minute to focus, huh? Me focus. That's funny. That's a joke, right? You could start by subscribing to their YouTube channel. I could. Sure. 375. Let's blow them up, guys. All right. Let's see. Let me. You'll appreciate a lot. Oh, somebody subscribed or something, but I didn't see it flash up on the screen. Oh yeah, John. John, thanks for following, buddy. Let's give you some. We haven't done this one in a while. Oh, let's see if this works. I will have to sing over this one. Yeehaw! Here we go. Don't hit me with copyright, please, because I like to make a couple cents off each video, but I really like this song, and I haven't figured out how to change it to something else that I like just as much, so I have to talk during the song to fool their copyright search bots. Okay. Oh, here we go. Let me fix this camera quickly. Webcam. Let's see. There it is. Properties. Now, I'm not paying much attention to the chat. I apologize. So help each other. I'm sure there'll be somebody pop in and say, oh, I need some help. And if you guys out there can lend a hand, please do. Please do. I need more mods too. I was watching another stream today, and there was a lot of questions that were being answered by the mods in the chat. So that's great. So if you feel like you've got that disposition, enough experience, you don't need much, but a little bit of experience, and you want to help me by doing modding, let me know. All right, here we got, let's see, video, configure video. I don't know why the focus is so bad this time. There it is. Okay. Apply. Oh, and I also want to switch to the green side. Oh, somebody else subscribed, and I'm going to miss who? Goose. Thanks for subscribing, Goose. We'll give you something else. How about the unicorns? I love unicorns. I love unicorns. I love unicorns. Okay, here we go. Now this is, if you have not seen it before, I'll wait till the unicorns go away. There you go. If you haven't seen it before, this is the Sonoff Basic R3. It's different in a variety of ways. Probably most importantly is they're back to doing the soldering channels back here, and then instead of the R2 version, if you have them, they had big wires that were here. I liked that better. They were way more isolated than this. If you put your finger across those while this thing is connected, you'll get an ouchie. And those wires were much more protected. They were insulated and everything. Anyways, and then they've opted for this module. Instead of putting the ESP8266 chip directly on this main board down here, they've got it kind of modularized up here. And if you have the RF version, then there's an antenna and a different chip here, but this is not the RF. So anyways, but what makes this super unique is that it's supposed to be able to do this. I shouldn't say supposed to, is it can, because it does, do their DIY mode. I like the idea of the magic mirror, and I do want to try it. I actually have a mirror. Let me get some window tinting, and I'll get working on it. But don't expect anything quick, okay? But I will try. Anyways, so these 2 pins right here are what will let this sucker turn into DIY mode, and it comes with this tiny little jumper guy here. See this guy? Tiny little jumper there. And to get it into DIY mode, you need to put the jumper on there. No idea what Mycroft just said, but he's coming alive over there. It's kind of scary. So you put the jumper on those 2 pins there. If you've got the case taken off of it, like I do, the side with the relay over here is the input side. So don't get that messed up. You could be very frustrated if you connect over here because nothing will happen. So you got to connect over here. Hey, Nuno, how's it going? I haven't said hi to very many of you, but thanks for being here. All right. So that's kind of the layout of it. The jumper part here is important. Now let's go back for a minute to this. You are going to need to just download this whole thing. What you're really going to need is this file right here, this tool 01 DIY 85. And I just got a message today from the Sonoff lady that contacts me generally. Her name's Maggie. She's very nice. She said that, on the 17th, there's going to be a new firmware. 3.3, and I think it's 3.1 currently, but it's not out yet. You can see there's been no update. This tool is supposed to change, I guess, and there's supposed to be a new firmware. I believe this is where the firmware actually lives. Maybe, I don't know, somewhere in here. I don't know if it really does or not. DIY mode protocol doc. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder what that's about. I haven't looked at that before. Whoa! Boom! Crash. First time a GitHub PDF has ever crashed anything. Okay. Skipping that. Moving on. Anyways, this tool you're going to need. So if you want to just download that, you can, or you just download the whole thing wherever you want. Zip it, and I've got it. I've got mine already right here in a download. Sonoff R3, DIY tools, and then here and then there. Okay, so you're going to need this file. So download that as well. All right. If you've got, depending on when you bought your Sonoff R3 or your Mini, you may have an older version of the firmware on it. If you do, the first thing you're going to want to do is go to, I'm pointing at this thing and then you can't see it. If you've got an older version of their firmware, depending on when you bought your R3 or your Mini, you're going to want to update their firmware. In order to update their firmware, you have to connect this through the normal means, I guess, with the eWeLink app. And then once the device is connected, you can select the device to upgrade. Now, mine have been misbehaving. So I don't think I'm going to be able to show you how to do that, but I'll try, right? We'll give it a try. What the heck? All right, we're going to turn off this thing so I don't shock myself. And I've got here, this is the one I have working. So we're going to, but we'll come back to that if I can't get the other one to work, because this one at least I know I can show you as an example. Okay, so we're going to do this. Neutral goes there, hot goes there. Not that it makes a terrible big difference, but that's how they're labeled. All right. Okay. So with that connected there, and with that jumper on there, when we power this up, it will be ready to go into DIY mode. So I'm going to turn on the power to this thing. And you'll probably see the blue light start to flash. Okay, yeah. So right now, if I tried, and I will try just for kicks, just to show you that I'm not crazy. If I try to connect to this with the eWeLink app, it won't happen. I cannot do it. And it's probably because that jumper's on there. But even if I take that jumper off anymore, I've not been able to get it to connect to the eWeLink app. So let's try. But hopefully I'm wrong. We'll see. All right, we're going to mirror this thing. Oh, there's my credit card number, just for everybody's. Go ahead, buy some pizzas or whatever. Oh, I could actually just show you how I did it here. So when it was connected, this is how you update the firmware. Video is playing on the TV. Oh yes, there we go. So you select the device, you go to settings, and then there's firmware version. It was on 2.6 and there was 3.1 available. So I clicked this. It didn't give me a great amount of feedback to tell me, yes, it's working. No, it's not working. It just kind of stopped doing anything else. And then it just disconnected itself. Midweek stream. What? I know, Blade. I know. Why you got to be live now? I can't watch. The wife's getting belly scans. Oh, cool, Shane. You guys having a baby? That's awesome. Congratulations. Don't worry. It'll be recorded and shortened tomorrow. But we're doing the Sonoff R3 DIY mode. So you're not going to want to miss it. Well, no, you're not going to want to miss it. It's really worth learning about, but I think it's going to change. Number 3, that's fantastic. It shows 4 numbers of your credit card. I don't know if that's bad. Nah, it should be fine. It should be fine. Yes, the software is only for Windows. Well, we'll talk about that. It is not actually only for Windows. Okay, anyways, this was the video when I connected to the eWeLink app. If I go to the eWeLink app, oh look, it does connect. Oh, good. Okay, so it is connected right now. Let's go here. Oh, let's see. I want to go in this one. Now it says it's offline. How does that possible? Say it's offline. Oh, I know why. Because it's in LAN mode. See that little symbol right there? That means it's in LAN mode, which is interesting. 0 devices over LAN mode. Offline. That's so weird. Maybe that's why I couldn't update it. Yeah, it still says it's not updated. So let's try this again. The device is offline. You cannot upgrade it now. I don't know how they think it's offline. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I just saw it there. We were just looking at it. We were able to control it. Interesting. Maybe it's is it my settings? Am I not connected to, oh yeah, that's probably part of why. We got to connect to this so we can actually connect to the universe, because it does have to phone home. So again, their attempt at DIY mode is a good effort, but it's just not what we're looking for. We can talk before we're done about all the reasons why and what could be done to make it better. But for now, we'll just keep on trucking. Now it doesn't want to connect back to my screen mirroring, which is so awesome. I don't know why. Network changed. LAN is exited. Now it's offline. Son of a gun. Stinking thing. So that's the weirdest thing. Okay, so I think maybe that's why. Maybe it's because it was in DIY mode. Because it shouldn't have been able to connect to the eWeLink app. Anyways, let's back up. Because all I've done is confuse you. Stay with third-party perm. Yes, that's right. At least you know what it's doing. I'm with you, Adrian. I'm with you. The hope here, the reason that DIY mode has been something that people have been excited about, me included, is that it's supposed to make it so you don't have to, flash. You don't have to open up the board and get an FTDI adapter and those kinds of things. But as you're going to see, you don't need an FTDI adapter, but you still have to open the board. You still have to get in here and open it up and put that jumper on there at the very least. And then the next step that you have to do is not much better. Let's see if this one without the, it's probably going to show up now. Oh, it's going to, no, now it's offline. This is the kind of stuff that I have to. Yeah, so now it's just plain old showing offline. Whatever. I don't know. Anyways, so what we're going to do, let's assume that you got the firmware updated, okay? I showed you that little video about once you get it connected to the eWeLink app, how you update it to 3.1. Hopefully this one will go and connect correctly, because even though it's 2.6. The camera's in the way. Yeah, there's nothing to show you behind there. I want to show you this one, Ray. We can't see your screen share. Yeah, there's nothing there. There's nothing there right now. There's nothing. I can take that camera out of the way. I'm not showing anything. So the steps are, get your Sonoff Basic R3 or Mini, whatever, connected to the eWeLink app. Update it to the latest firmware available, which soon will be 3.3, they tell me. Right now it's 3.1. Download this file so that you have the exe tool here. Open up your Sonoff. Put the jumper on these two pins. Then connect it to power. Of course, not everybody wants to have it flying around open like that. I'm a snake charmer when it comes to this stuff, so you know me. Anyways, you can do that. Make you feel better about it. But once you put that jumper on there, power it up. And then the extra tricky part is you need to create a new network that is got a specific name and a specific IP address password. Okay, not IP address. A specific SSID and password. So we're going to look at my notes about how to do this so you can see the name and the password. Okay, so you're going to create